Hype is a very unique business model. We provide luxury experiences to people.
It was for our parents' wedding anniversary that we wanted to hire a Rolls Royce to give them a special experience. But we ended up getting some other car which was not up to our expectations. So that was the problem we faced, which turned into an opportunity. So that's how Hype was born.
See, when we started Hype, when we go to people and say we are in a luxury business, and they would ask, "What do you do?" And they will say, "No, we give Rolls Royce for rent," and they would really laugh at us. The fundamental thing about being an entrepreneur is having the courage to do what you believe in.
Hi everyone, today is very exciting day because we are here with the brilliant mind behind Hype Luxury, the one and only the Raghav Belavadi and Vijaya Belavadi. Welcome to our show, Raghav and Vijaya.
Thank you, Janvi.
Can you briefly tell about your company and what you do?
Hype is a very unique business model. We provide luxury experiences to people. Luxury experience can be a variety of means, but we have chosen to provide luxury expenses via luxury cars, private jets, and yachts. So we are an asset-light model. That means we don't own any of this fleet, but we aggregate from different providers, individuals or agencies. That means we have a very large fleet with us, and then customers can simply come to our app and then book a car or private jet or yacht. It is as simple as that.
What inspired you to start this company?
It's a long story, but I'll make it short. It was for our parents' wedding anniversary that we wanted to hire a Rolls Royce to give them a special experience. But we ended up getting some other car which was not up to our expectations. So that was the problem we faced, which turned into an opportunity. So that's how Hype was born.
But why did you choose this particular sector and what is the business model you're following?
So this is not my first rodeo. I have done startups before. So when something doesn't happen for an entrepreneur, his mindset is to can I solve the problem? So he's always in a problem solving mode. So when the car didn't arrive right at that moment, I generally don't believe in the aha moment, but when the car did not arrive, of course, when it arrived at a later stage and we fulfilled our wishes, I suddenly realized that there could be potentially a business model for this one. Because if in a country of billion population, if one person suffers with some particular problem, usually a million other people will be suffering, like extrapolation. So that was probably the starting point of how we thought we could probably build a business. But we didn't have private jets and yachts in multiple countries. Those big dreams we didn't have, but at least there was a starting point. The spark was there.
What is your core mission of your company?
See, at a large scale, the vision is to build the largest luxury mobility company in the world. As a mission, what we are driving is, personally, we feel that we should be able to get a luxury experience to every Indian, because we had a bad experience. So we are on to something so that people don't have to miss out on a crucial opportunity. I think that's the mission.
Can you share your journey of transitions from being in corporate directly to the entrepreneur journey?
See, when you're in a corporate job, you have a certain level of assurance that you have a brand behind you, salary is guaranteed, at least for a few months, unless you get fired or something. And there is a certain goal which is set as an organization, and as a career path, everything is set. But if you become an entrepreneur, there is nothing. You have to start at a grassroots level. Nobody is there to help you. Most of the times you don't get help. Most of the times you don't even know what you are going to do. You think you know everything, but you don't know. And most of the times when you jump from a corporate, you want to immediately execute everything what you learned in your corporate into your startup, which is the worst idea. Because the moment you try to do that, starting from your business card to the processes and structures and mechanisms and policies, you will fail. So startup is something that you have to be highly flexible, highly adaptive, very receptive, and try, experiment, fail fast, and then do something next. That cycle will take time, and nobody can teach you that. And even if somebody teaches you, usually you're not in a mood to listen to them because you just have landed from a corporate job, and you'll be behaving like a I know it all kind of a guy. So that transition is very difficult. So salary, everything is, then we'll get used to this. And one important thing is you will learn that without salary, actually, you can exist on this planet. You don't know how, but somewhere you'll figure out. That's a survival instinct. So those things are very difficult. That's something that you learn as you hit the ground running. Nobody can teach you. You have to get it up and running on your own. And if you are at it, you will learn that sooner or later. Somebody might take 1 year, somebody might take it 3-4 years. It doesn't matter. But eventually they will get it if they are at it. So I think that transition is very crucial. It's going to happen if you believe in it, but that's going to be very tough.
Yeah, adding to that, in corporate life, everything is defined. The framework, the process, everything will be defined. You just have to follow it. But in the entrepreneurial journey, you have to do everything from scratch. You have to learn different things. And as he said, whatever we learned in corporate journey, we have to adopt, and again we have to implement that. And more of a experience from corporate sector is, we'll try to be more disciplined in terms of delivering our work, and we will focus on the client deliverables, and we will learn how to respect all stakeholders. That's a more advantage from the corporate experience.
How did your family react to your decision to start a company?
Well, I became an entrepreneur first, and she became next, actually. So if I had asked my family first that shall I do a startup, I don't know what the answer could have been. Maybe it would have been yes, maybe it would have been no, maybe I would have been suggested to try it after 2-3 years, because I had just then my son was born in a year and a half before. So things were not really, at the best as a seasoned top leadership person who is a family man. If you are a bachelor, if you're single, then it's very easy to jump into these kind of boats. I don't know whether it was good or bad. I feel that it was good that I didn't ask everybody, because you take an opinion poll, your decision itself is at stake. Maybe you'll change a decision tomorrow morning when you wake up. It's because you leave it to the rest of the people to make decision on behalf of you. I think it's always best that you just take a decision and you fulfill that promise. You live to fulfill that promise, right? So, of course, my family has been very supportive. There's no doubt about it. Of course, it was very difficult for them. It is still difficult for them. Not only for me, but for any entrepreneur. Family goes through more, difficult times, difficult decisions, difficult journey than entrepreneur himself or herself. Because entrepreneur ka kya hai, right? The guy is crazy. He's chasing his dream. He doesn't see the potholes. He doesn't see the ups and downs. He's at it. He's enjoying his journey. He's going at it.
Impact will be for family members, right?
It is difficult. He's dragging the family along. So that becomes difficult for them. So if you look at it at a larger lens, the entire team behind him, his family, his friends, his believers, everybody is being dragged into his vision, his progression. So overall, you look at it, that's painful. For entrepreneur himself, he will enjoy the journey until he makes it or breaks it.
What are the major obstacles you encountered in your early days when you started the company?
See, when we started Hype, when we go to people and say we are in a luxury business, and they would ask, what do you do? And they will say, no, we give Rolls Royce for rent. And they would really laugh at us. Say, what? You give Rolls Royce for rent? Like, yeah, we give Rolls Royce for rent, Mercedes Benz for rent. And people thought this guy must be crazy. And we really had a tough time just to tell people. Usually when you are a startup, what is the dialogue usually? Can you state your problem? See, luxury, it's not a problem statement, right? I mean, without luxury, we can live, correct, right? So tell this the problem statement itself was like very difficult for us. To define what we are going to do, what we are doing, and how to present it to our customers was difficult. And people, even today, people say like, do Indians really buy that? Do we really have that kind of money to pay 15, 20,000? And sometimes it used to be like a reflection upon ourselves also, that are we really on the right
path.
track? So it was difficult because nobody knows our brand. Nobody knew our brand back then. Nobody knew who we are. And that kind of model didn't exist at all, right? It was, if I had started a just taxi company, it would have been easier for people to understand. Bhaiya, what do you do? So I run a taxi company. And my USP is that it is very cheap. Then they'll say, oh, okay, then I will try. Then we say, no, I had run Rolls Royce and Mercedes, and I am the most expensive. People really think that you're a guy in that case. So that was our, that hurdle took much longer than any other hurdle for us to make the market believe and to position our brand as one of these prominent and trustworthy luxury vertical. We had to make space in the given market segment. So because we realized that we are creating a market that doesn't even exist. If there is already a market, then it's easier to enter and expand and grow and all of that, right? So when there is no market at all, I mean, where will you start from, right? So that was our biggest challenge.
Initially, it was very tough convincing the vendors, about the technology-driven company, and convincing them to provide their cards for us, because we are an online company. It's very difficult to convince them because they are all conventional travel agents, and they believe in giving the cars for rental business on call basis, or maybe if they are known people only, they used to give the cars. But for us, it's an online company. They were hesitating to trust us because we were nobody that time. Neither we had a website nor we had an app, nothing like that. We were mostly on the Google business. So it was very tough convincing the vendors, first of all, and then again, customer side also, they were not ready to believe in the initial startup.
What and all was the unexpected hurdle in your journey, and then how you overcome? As you told, right, some was there, hurdle was there. So what and all was there, and how you come across with that?
Unexpected hurdle in general as an entrepreneur was every morning an entrepreneur wakes up thinking that he's going to go and do something very remarkable. So which is going to be something groundbreaking. Another part of the society will wake up looking and hunting for entrepreneurs so that aaj hum kisko ullu banayenge, right? Entrepreneurs generally are on a high note to trust everybody because they think that this is risk taking. Chalo isko trust karte, and risk taking is part of our storyline, and we do all of that. But that we observe a lot of nonsense also, a lot of fraud, a lot of fake, a lot of forged losses, betrayals. That comes as part of the package. So by the time you learn to filter it out, and learn the art of, okay, so I know who I should choose, who I should trust. There will never be 100%, but that takes long. So that stabbing, multiple cuts, that's very difficult. Even today, I don't say that it's not happening, but now you saw that in one of the recent events, but so it will never end. But you will reduce the number of such occurrences, and you will recover faster because your mental model is let's just keep going, so let's leave this past and let's keep going. I think that's the mechanism that comes into position because this will never end.
And that is not restricted to only customers. There are a lot of other hurdles also in this journey. It could be vendors, or it could be other stakeholders. It could be anything that we face on a day-to-day basis, but that will be a learning for us.
Raghav, can you tell how you onboarded the first customer? What is the experience you got it while onboarding the first customer?
See, I will tell you the first customer. Back then when we started, we did not have a website, we didn't have an app. I think we were just on Google Business, like an address. If you search for luxury car, you will find Hype's address. I think it is still there in my apartment address. So I think somebody found out that there is a luxury car service company, and then he booked an Audi A3 convertible for a wedding. Then we were so jubilant. Well, he really made us say, there's a customer who wants to, we're not even sure. And we asked customer that he has to pay 15,000 or whatever. And then he just paid it. And we were like, we actually made our first customer as a first sale, right? So it was really a moment of happiness for us. I won't say that, oh, that was like a gala moment and our rest of the life was sorted, but always first sale is very, very special. That's the first love in the startup when the first sale happens.
Yeah.
So we were very happy and we did it very well. And the customer was very happy. Even in later years, he just kept coming back to us and he became our kind of a flag bearer to tell this to his families and friends. So it grew organically from then onwards, but yeah, it was a very special moment.
What's been the most amazing lesson you learned in the entrepreneur journey?
Personally, I feel that courage is something that one should have from the beginning until the end, if there is an end, because you will be thrown at a lot of challenges, a lot of issues, unheard of, unseen. Because if your journey is unique, your challenges are also going to be very unique. If your vision is global, then your problems are also going to be at a global level. If your customers are niche, like in Hype, your problems are also going to be in very niche area. That means, especially talking about Hype, because we are in such a secluded, small, teeny mini percentage of this business in the market, problems are so dense that you will find hardly any people who can help you. But you still have to face those challenges. Those remarkable situations don't call for your talent, don't call for your skills or experience or corporate or non-corporate, nothing matters. So what you only have to believe in it, just to have the courage. Because everybody has seen Steve Jobs movie, they have heard a lot about Elon Musk and Zuckerbergs of the world. It won't take you anywhere. Just cloning themselves, you can get down on their attitude, but you cannot get down on their talent and the style of doing things. That's very difficult. So if your journey is unique, you are unique as an entrepreneur. You have to make it work. You have to solve the problem by yourself. Only then you will find the solution by yourself. For all these, I think, like Dhairyam Sarvatra Sadhanam. So if you have the courage, you can go and get it.
And never give up attitude you should have, because every day is a challenge. You feel like, okay, we faced a bigger challenge, we learned something, then there is no challenge from tomorrow onwards. No, nothing like that. Every day will bring a new challenge only. Of course, it's a learning. And every challenges bring learning also. Because
it's one of the most abused, overly used sentence. Never give up, don't give up, believe in yourself. People say, believe in yourself, okay. And then you go and smoke a cigarette and just forget about it, It goes up in the air. But what you have to give it to people the way they can digest it. The closest thing that can touch your pride is probably when you say to somebody that you lack courage. That hits that person deep somewhere. Oh, usne mujhe bola, I don't have courage. Now I will show. So you kind of immediately that bounces back within you and you are on to something bigger, right? So we have to give it in the shape and size in a manner that people can accept it, understand it, and process it, and then can easy for them to go and execute it. You just cannot make like big sentences like, go get it, believe in yourself, never say no. Those kind of things are very flaky, at a shallow level. I personally think courage could be that one essential element for an entrepreneur's journey.
How is the company performing right now at the moment?
So I will tell you, when we started in Bangalore, we started with, I think, like 8 or 10 cars. and we really didn't know that whether we can grow beyond Bangalore. We didn't even know how many cars this country has, and we didn't know what all other verticals we are going to get into. So we thought like we are just going to give chauffeur-driven cars. People book cars because they want to go to airport, they want to go to a meeting. People will book. So that is how childish the idea was, just like any other startup idea, and it begins to take shape later on, right? And then we started giving bookings to that one vendor, and
From chauffeur
he became a good reference for us, So and he gave one or two references in Chandigarh and Delhi, and then we started acquiring more and more fleet. And how many do we have today?
We have about 14,000 cars and roughly about 22,000 private jets and 2,000 yachts.
14,000 cars in India.
In India, yeah.
So globally, we have about 30,000 plus luxury cars.
Yeah.
So which shows the magnanimity and the power of the brand, that how some of the largest luxury exotic car providers are today in the folds of Hype to provide service to our customers. So suddenly we have expanded, So it's been one hell of an experience. But it took post-COVID, I think we expanded more rapidly than pre-COVID, because post-COVID, people naturally started selecting premium services, premium products, premium everywhere, for whatever reason. People thought, oh, there is no more life, life could end tomorrow. I may never see tomorrow daylight, life is short. It can take away your happiness in a second. And you should be a lot more careful about your hygiene, cleanliness, and a lot of things, right? So, but luxury is inbuilt with these qualities. We don't have to say, "Bhaiya, we'll take a tissue paper and clean the seats." We don't have to say that, because this comes in the natural habits of any luxury business, whether it is a hospitality or whether it's car or private jet or whatever. So naturally, part of the society inclined towards luxury, and we were right there. I think that was the moment.
Any milestone you are proud of, you have achieved something?
I remember when we reached our first revenue of 1 crore.
Oh, 1 crore revenue.
It was like a
Yes.
countdown,
Yeah.
98,000. We crossed 95,000, 98,000, and when it hit 1 crore revenue, we celebrated
we were
like anything.
Oh wow, we became like 1 crore revenue. That was
Amazing.
really,
That was really
And the second moment was, it was not really a milestone, but when one of the
A
customers
little
said,
happiness. A little happiness.
Yeah, I mean, it was like we were not prepared for a lot of things. So one of the
Yeah.
customers said like, no, I'll rent a car, but I'll give 5 lakhs cash. We just didn't know how to handle this 5 lakhs cash. We were like running helter-skelter. Who will go and collect 5 lakhs? And we were like one driver, and there's one car as a bodyguard for us to collect 5 lakhs. But the guy just brought 5 lakhs just like a trash in a cover, and they just put it into raised it, and he just drove off. We're like, oh, okay, that's how the industry is going to look like at the money. So those moments really made our journey very special. And some of the key milestones that we after 1 crore revenue was our expanding it to
private jets and yachts.
Oh.
We started with luxury cars, right? So when we expanded that to private jets and introduced yachts also, that was really a good milestone, I think.
Yeah. I mean, so there was one time when I went to Goa for vacation, and I wanted to hire a yacht. We were doing vacationing in Goa, and hiring a yacht is equally painful. It's actually more painful than hiring a luxury car in India and elsewhere also, because there are a lot of formalities. There is absolutely no accountability, no trust at all. You'll end up talking to fishermen if you are renting a yacht. So it's ridiculous actually. People are paying lakhs of rupees for yachts for a 2-hour, 3-hour kind of a journey. And the kind of experience they have to go through is, by the time they board this ship, you're like, boss, let us finish it off somehow and then just have a beer and then have some selfie moment and just get out. Because experience has to be end to end, right? So when I experienced that, that was another moment when I said, like, oh no, we can change this one. So by that time, we were already in the tune. Oh, we can change this one now. So let's onboard yachts and of course, private jet was a natural extension.
That's so amazing to listen. Where do you see Hype in next 5 years?
We have multiple milestones. And many of them are like really big. I don't know whether I can
Disclose.
say that
Yeah.
in detail about each of the milestones.
Give a hint, na?
But so hint is समझदारों को इशारा ही काफी है.
Maybe you can say that we'll get into all luxury lifestyle.
Yeah, so I think it's
Overall, you can say luxury lifestyle will be our vision.
So we are in a lifestyle business, right? So whether you're a car or a private jet or whatever it is, at the end of the day, everything comes under lifestyle. It could be a premium whiskey, it could be a premium hospitality, it could be a premium car, or it could be a premium jewelry, so on and so. It could be a premium investment from a fintech point of view. So there are a lot of things,
Luxury clothing.
Yeah,
luxury
thousands of
resorts.
things actually,
There are
right?
so many.
So options are unlimited. It's a $1 trillion business. What people don't know is luxury globally is a $1 trillion business. I don't think any other vertical offers as much as luxury offers in terms of growth and the market cap. So I think naturally that's our mission to go get it, and we are onto it. So there's big milestones in terms of how we are going to grow, with who we want to grow, and when do we want to grow. There are areas we want to discontinue. There are areas we want to start. There are areas where we want to reinvent things. There are areas where we want to
Improvise maybe.
improvise. Also, like to show it to the world that look, we did it. So we are very close to doing certain things like that. I think keep watching.
There is no limit for luxury verticals. Today, if
Any-
we think that we have added certain things to our fleets or something, then tomorrow again you will see some other as a luxury vertical.
Luxury one.
Right? So you can keep on adding that. There is some limited opportunity.
More of expansion is going to be happen.
Yes, yes, definitely, yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
Any new upcoming project which you guys are more excited you want to tell to us?
So we recently, one of our favorite thing to do is to celebrate when you have an extraordinary car on our fleet, globally anywhere, right? So we recently onboarded a Rolls-Royce Cullinan Black Badge in Dubai. Globally, we are the only one who offers that. Globally, we are also the only one who offers Gulfstream G700. I don't think anybody offers that kind of. It's one of the fastest equipment in the air. Flies at close to 60,000, 65,000 feet above the ground, and reaches 30% faster than a commercial jet. So those kind of fleets are really something that we take pride in announcing it. I mean, I really want to tell a lot of things, but I would hold on to it, resisting, whether I really want to say this. But yeah, very soon you are going to hear a lot of announcements in terms of how we are doing, and I can assure you nothing related to investment. So we are not a VC-driven company. So I can at least tell you that it's definitely not a VC announcement. We raised 100 million or anything like that. That's probably the last thing. But we have got much more beautiful projects that we are working on, and we should be able to tell this to the world.
Let's keep something as surprise
Yes.
to the
For
audience.
sure.
Maybe.
Tell some funny stories which happened, because you guys are talking about luxury. So in my mind, it's one thing is running कि India में luxury, and that too someone have not asked you discount, and something funny things which happen, because it's quite normal that everyone asks. So something happened.
There are a couple of moments.
Please
I think,
share, na? We'll love to know that.
You want to share the funniest one?
And the first time one of
One of
our
the-
team reported this problem was, we normally take security deposit when somebody hires a car with us for self-drive,
Okay.
right? So it usually ranges around 2 to 3 lakhs, depending on the car, 2, 3, 4, 5 lakhs. So one customer called from Hyderabad and he said, so instead of the security deposit, I will leave my high-end
Laptop.
laptop, MacBook with you, and once I return the car, I will come back and I'll take the MacBook. And my team really didn't have an answer to that because that was not part of our listings. And they were like, no, we'll get back to you. And then when we grouped and when we discussed, we were laughing that this is like going back to a Stone Age and doing a barter system. So we had to say no, of course. But then we were thrown at a very unique, funny challenge that we were really not prepared for, because you can't really do that. Legally, you cannot do that, and that's really funny. If
But
somebody
it
does.
happened multiple times after that. Started with laptop and then watches, and then one guy said, I'll leave my car here, the existing car.
Okay.
And when I return this luxury car, I'll take that car back. Instead of giving safety deposit. So these are the funniest moments for sure.
So someone won't call you and tell like, hey, Diwali chal raha hai, it's something I need a discount, something like that.
Discount definitely they will ask.
No, there was one incident. So one of the VCs actually, one of the VCs, he said he wants to try our car, and he booked a car. And at the time of booking, I think he didn't say black color or white color car. So, and then he was delivered a white color car, I think, and then he wanted a black color car. Then he wrote to me on LinkedIn saying that, what is this? I really wanted to explore this industry. I was planning to invest. I knew it was a hot gas. He was really shouting at our female colleagues, but I knew that this is all a hoax. He's just trying to get attention. But then I went with my operations manager, drove the car to his house in Bangalore, and delivered the car to him. And then he was actually shocked. Like, oh, Raghav, you came to deliver this car. I said, like, boss, you seem to be really pissed off for whatever reason. But the common sense is you mention a black color car or a white color car so that we will tell you whether it is available or not, right? So, and you don't do your job properly, and then you start the blame game, which is habituated to. And he thought he's a VC and he can kind of trample on anybody. But we didn't give an option. So we kind of won that situation by throwing the niceties at him, which he normally won't say anywhere else in the world. So, and we have talked about it in many podiums, and I've also written on the LinkedIn. Those kind of situations keep coming at us. It's special. We enjoy that, but yeah, it's part of the journey.
Is there any moment that when you look back, you smile or laugh and you both guys are talking, ये हुआ था उस time पे, ऐसा कुछ है?
I think when we started this company in our 2 BHK apartment, that was where we used to sit and discuss on. We used to plan, write it on a small whiteboard, and though I was there with the initial days with him, but I think that was the time when we recall today. Also, we'll say that how were the days, and now where we are. We feel little bit proud, really proud of.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't know how to approach luxury, right? So neither of us is from any royal family, so we didn't know how we have to create an experience to our customers. In the first place, we ourselves don't know, right? So with our limited exposure, we had to build that story that, okay, we are going to show you this big world called luxury. So for that, we also had to learn along the customer experience, which was very fast, and you have to catch up with that speed. I mean, at that point, we didn't know at all. Like, If somebody says give discount, we would just give discount. If somebody says I'll give cash, we would say okay, so we'll take cash. So we are kind of okay with anything. So from that model to a solid model today in terms of whether it's operation, whether it's brand, or whether it's any other part of administration overall as a company, we have come a long way. So when we look back, everything actually looks very funny. The way we used to do. I mean, I and Vijay also used to take calls, customer calls. We didn't have a customer care center at that time. So even now, once in a while, we do take calls. So back then, it was on the fly, everything had to change. On the fly, we had to make decisions. Sometimes there is no connection at all from our previous approach to this approach. I mean, as I said, everything was funny. Everything was worth remembering, like today. Back then, it was a hustle. Yes.
Today is more of a structured, organized way, because we have come across all those situations and learned a lot throughout this journey. So now it's a bit more easier.
What I can see is you guys are more compatible in the founding team, mein, brother sister. So tell me one thing, ki what is the compliment you guys both give each other, sibling entrepreneurs hai. So what comes up when up and downs happen, and how it is more beneficial, because some other people who are looking for it, it would be very great if they would come across to know that say sibling entrepreneurs can stand at this big huge company.
So between us, I think more of the integrity, trust each other, and we know the plus and minus, like what he is best at and what are his weaknesses.
Tell
and
his weakness and best.
It's not exactly weakness, but best qualities are his leadership, and I cannot say weakness, but sometimes it happens with everybody that we'll think that whether it is going to work or not. When the situation is bad and when he becomes low, I have to tell him that no, we have done we have put a lot of effort all these years. We should not give up.
Motivation.
And, I have to just motivate him, and same with him also. Like if I feel somewhere like whether we are going in a right track, and he will support. The moral support is always there between us as a siblings, and
I think the biggest advantage is also you have an unfiltered review from another person. Your sibling is not a hired employee or a hired co-founder, right? So you kind of know that bond, your style of thinking, your style of executing since day zero of your life as a child, right? So I don't think anybody can build that amount of trust, the amount of trust that siblings can do that. And plus, whatever, if there is a miscommunication, if there is a misunderstanding, it's usually a very quick cycle. You can move on because it's just like one of those childhood fights. And you fight, and then by evening you're okay, then you're on to something else, right? So it's amazing that it works in real life also.
Correct.
But the biggest advantage is, see, the best part is when you're an entrepreneur, why you need a co-founder is very often you're stressed out and you want to share it with somebody, right? And if it has to be your co-founder, it's very easy to share and get a review point that yes, this is going right and this will be okay. Usually I can give something as a good news, or she can give something as a good news. So this is like walking step by step. One step is her and one step is me. So this goes along like a cycle. So once you get into that tune, I think it's going to work. And we know that we can review each other's work and we can give feedback to each other's work. It goes a long way. It's much more easier that way than any other founder-co-founder relationship.
As we wrap up, what the advice you want to give other entrepreneurs who is looking to start their own venture?
I would like to add one thing for women entrepreneurs. We have seen women in all the fields, in leadership role, sports, and for that matter, space also, from the recent Chandrayaan. I would advise, more and more women should get into this, entrepreneurial journey, because they are capable of doing it.
Yes.
We have very less percentage of women entrepreneurs in India now. So I would advise people to, take that risk and go ahead?
So I don't advise because I don't think I'm capable of advising, but going by my experience, today's entrepreneurship, today's startup ecosystem has become corrupted because of too much of money infusion and brainwashing and unbelievable goals. So even though there are true entrepreneurs, they don't get a chance to really execute their vision. I think they should get a fair chance to execute their vision. So with too much of this funding, this VC rampage, that gets spoiled. So my experience, speaking of my experience is, they should build business on their own, even if it is a little bit of their family, friends' money. That is how business is built. Business is not built based on somebody's free money called venture capital money. I think that's not a business model at all. My father always says, borrowing money from somebody doesn't make you greater because you are under debt. Loan chukana hai wapas, right? So that mindset is gone from these people. So paise le lo aur uda hota hai. So that is not going to work. If you are building a solid business model, you have to build a business which is self-reliant and you can take it to IPO on your own, and then you make it a public company. You have to build a nation. You just cannot build your business, whether it's a kirana store, whether it's a big hospitality industry or any sector for that matter. Always believe that whatever you are building, it strengthens the economy of the country and builds your nation. Just think like what Tatas and Ambanis did 50, 60 years ago. They built those businesses so that this country can one day stand up on its own legs. I think that should be the mindset. It cannot be freebie or a quick solution. Or sometimes today there is no problem at all. You create a problem and then you find a solution. So I think those are not remarkable. That's not true business at all. You have to think like a true businessman. You have to behave like a true businessman, and you have to build a real business. I think I would love to say something because I get tired of all these, these brainwashing things that goes on. That's crazy.
Any final message you would like to share today to our viewers for this podcast?
Thinking of it, we have seen very often in my 12 years of entrepreneurship as a journey, the ecosystem has promoted businesses that are more for the mass kind of nature. You have to build for 1 billion people. You have to build for millions of units. So of course that's good. Whether it works or not, it's a different thing. But I think at the same time, what entrepreneurs should also believe in is building quality products and services. That means the moment you say it's a quality, it's service quality or a product quality, and it's expensive, that means automatically it becomes niche. That means your target audience is going to slim down quite substantially. And that's fine. You can build and you must build your startups and ideas for niche audience also. I think, again, they have been brainwashed to build only to look at the weekend hockey stick curve kind of that's not possible. No business has ever grown over the weekend. So if you see nowadays that suddenly somebody became a unicorn or a decacorn over the weekend, so you can be almost sure that in the next couple of years it's not going to remain the same. Whereas people who are building niche business, whether it's core technology like a rocket science, whether it's in agriculture sector, whether it's luxury, whether it's in medical science like Nephro Plus kind of a kidney-based unique solutions. So those startups, those ideas need equal amount of respect, if not more, and attention and funding and support and encouragement, just like any other startup. So all the stakeholders need to believe that that is also a business model, and that also must be given the right podium for it to present and to be successful. You just cannot be doing all the time mass. And that's a mass destruction. So,
And also I think the technology need not have to be necessarily to the edutech or a fintech. It can also be into luxury and some other segments also.
Thank you, Raghav and Vijaya, for joining us today. It was lovely talking with you.
Thank you so much, Janvi.
thank you, Janvi. Thank you very much.
For the next upcoming episode, stay tuned with us. Bye bye.